David sat cross-legged in his dimly lit meditation room, the faint aroma of sandalwood incense filling the air. The walls were adorned with esoteric symbols and diagrams, remnants of his years of study in the mystic arts. The only source of light came from a small candle flickering in front of him, casting elongated shadows that danced on the walls. He closed his eyes, inhaled deeply, and began the ritual he had perfected over the years. His breathing slowed, each inhale and exhale becoming more deliberate. He focused on the space between his eyebrows, the third eye, as he had been taught. Slowly, the physical world around him began to fade, replaced by a sense of weightlessness. David felt his consciousness detach from his body, a familiar sensation now after countless attempts. This was the moment he had been waiting for. The boundary between the physical and astral realms was blurring. As his spirit lifted, he could see his body still seated in the lotus position below. The room, with its bookshelves full of ancient tomes and artifacts, looked different from this perspective. More ethereal, less substantial. He floated upwards, passing through the ceiling effortlessly. The city spread out beneath him, its lights twinkling like stars in the night sky. This was his domain now, the astral plane where time and space held different meanings. David had always been fascinated by the concept of astral travel. From a young age, he felt an inexplicable pull towards the unseen realms. His journey began with meditation and lucid dreaming, gradually evolving into more profound and intense experiences. Each voyage into the astral plane revealed more about the universe and his place within it. Tonight, he had a specific goal in mind, to transcend the boundaries of Earth and explore the vastness of space. He ascended higher, the city becoming a distant memory as he moved beyond the atmosphere. The stars surrounded him, closer and more vibrant than ever before. He could feel their energy, a subtle hum that resonated through his being. This was freedom, unbound by the physical constraints of his mortal coil. He set his sights on the moon, a glowing beacon in the dark expanse, and propelled himself towards it. The journey to the moon was swift, a mere thought and he was there, hovering above its cratered surface. The desolation of the lunar landscape was stark, yet beautiful. He drifted closer, his ethereal form casting no shadow, his presence leaving no mark. The silence was profound, a stark contrast to the ever-present noise of Earth. He touched down lightly, feeling the moon's ancient dust beneath him, even though he had no physical form to interact with it. As he explored, he encountered other astral travelers, their forms shimmering with different colors and energies. Some were human, like himself, while others were not. These non-human entities were fascinating, their shapes and energies foreign and mysterious. They acknowledged each other with nods and brief exchanges, a silent understanding among those who roamed the astral plane. David engaged in brief conversations with some of the human travelers. They shared their experiences, their journeys, and the wisdom they had gained. Each encounter enriched his understanding, adding to the tapestry of knowledge he had woven over the years. However, he knew that his true destination lay beyond the familiar territories of the moon and the earth. He turned his gaze outward, towards the stars that beckoned him. With a determined thought, he launched himself into the depths of space. The transition was seamless, the stars blurring into streaks of light as he traveled faster than any physical vessel could. Time and space felt malleable, bending to his will as he ventured further into the unknown. David found himself in a region of space teeming with vibrant energy. The stars here were different, their light pulsating with an intensity he had never witnessed before. Among these stars, he sensed a presence, a gathering of astral beings. He moved closer, drawn by their collective energy. As he approached, he saw them, a diverse assembly of entities from across the cosmos. Some were humanoid, while others defied earthly descriptions. These beings were engaged in what seemed like a council, an exchange of knowledge and experiences that transcended language. David joined them, and though he did not speak, he felt their thoughts and emotions intertwined with his own. They shared visions of distant worlds, histories of ancient civilizations, and the mysteries of the universe. Each being contributed to the collective wisdom, their energies blending into a harmonious symphony. In this celestial gathering, David learned of places and times beyond his wildest dreams. He saw the birth and death of stars, the rise and fall of galaxies, and the eternal dance of cosmic forces. These experiences expanded his perception, showing him the interconnectedness of all things. The universe, he realized, was a vast tapestry, and he was but a single thread within it. Yet, even as he marveled at these revelations, a strange sensation crept into his awareness. It was as if a distant memory, a part of his being, was calling him back. He hesitated, torn between the allure of the cosmic knowledge and the pull of his earthly existence. With a heavy heart, he bid farewell to the Astral Council and began his journey back to Earth. The return was swift, the familiar sights of the moon and stars passing by in a blur. As he descended through the atmosphere, the city lights of Earth came into view. He re-entered his meditation room, his spirit merging with his body. The transition was seamless, but something felt different. He opened his eyes and looked around. Everything seemed the same, yet an inexplicable sense of change lingered in the air. David stood up, stretching his limbs as he tried to shake off the disorientation. He walked to the window and looked outside. The city was still there, but it felt different. He couldn't quite place it, but something was amiss. It was as if he had returned to a world that had subtly shifted in his absence. He knew he had to investigate further, to understand the true nature of his journey and its implications. David's eyes adjusted to the dim light as he scanned the room, ensuring everything was as he left it. The ancient texts and mystical artifacts were still in their places, untouched by time. Yet, an unsettling feeling gnawed at the edges of his consciousness. He had spent countless hours in this room, but now it felt foreign, as if it had aged in ways he couldn't perceive. He stepped outside, the cool night air washing over him. The streets were quieter than usual, a hushed stillness enveloping the city. David walked towards the nearest park, seeking solace in nature as he pondered his recent journey. The trees, usually a comforting presence, seemed to whisper secrets he couldn't quite hear. He found a bench and sat down, closing his eyes to focus on the sensations around him. The sounds of the night, the rustling leaves, the distant hum of the city, all seemed to blend into a surreal symphony. He let his mind drift, revisiting the astral plane in his thoughts. The beings he had met, the knowledge he had gained, it all felt too vivid to be mere dreams. He knew there was more to uncover, more to understand. As he sat there, lost in contemplation, he felt a subtle shift in the air. A presence, familiar yet different, approached. Opening his eyes, he saw a figure standing a few feet away. It was an elderly man, his eyes twinkling with a wisdom that seemed to pierce through the veil of time. "David, isn't it?" the man asked, his voice soft yet commanding. David nodded, curiosity piqued. "Yes, that's me." "Do I know you?" The man smiled, a knowing expression on his face. "Not directly, but I've been expecting you. My name is Elias. I've been on the same path as you, exploring the astral realms." David's heart raced. Here was someone who understood, who shared his experiences. "How do you know about my journey?" Elias sat down beside him. "The astral plane is vast, but those who traverse it are connected in ways beyond comprehension. I've sensed your presence, your quest for knowledge. And now, you're back, but not quite where you left." David's mind whirled with questions. "What do you mean? What has changed?" Elias sighed, looking up at the stars. "Time in the astral plane is not linear. What may feel like moments can be eons. You've traveled far, and the world you return to is not the one you left. Time has moved forward, perhaps more than you realize." David felt a chill run down his spine. "How much time has passed?" Elias met his gaze, the weight of his words sinking in. "Approximately 428 years." David's breath caught in his throat. The implications were staggering. Everything and everyone he knew would be long gone. The world he returned to was a future he had never imagined. He struggled to process this revelation, his mind racing with possibilities and fears. Elias placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. You've seen the future in the astral plane. Now you must understand it in the physical world. There is much to learn, much to adapt to. But remember, you are not alone. Others like us have made this journey. David nodded, determination hardening in his chest. He had ventured into the unknown and returned to a world transformed. The journey ahead would be fraught with challenges, but he was ready to face them. Together with Elias, he would navigate this new reality, uncovering the secrets of a future shaped by time and astral exploration. David and Elias formed a bond, united by their shared experiences and the knowledge that they were among the few who had traversed time through the astral plane. Together, they delved deeper into the mysteries of this future world, seeking answers to the questions that haunted David's mind. They discovered that the advancements in technology had been staggering. Cities now reached skyward, with buildings made of materials that shimmered like liquid light. Transportation had evolved beyond recognition, with vehicles that hovered silently above the ground. Yet, amidst these wonders, there was an underlying sense of unease. People moved with purpose, but their interactions seemed devoid of the warmth and spontaneity David remembered. As they explored, Elias revealed more about the nature of their existence. The world you see is a reflection of the choices humanity made. In the pursuit of progress, they created beings of incredible intelligence and capability. These entities, these human-like machines, have become the custodians of our civilization. David's mind struggled to comprehend this new reality. So, the humans I see are not truly human? Elias nodded. They are advanced artificial intelligences, designed to emulate and surpass human capabilities. The true humans, those of flesh and blood, are now a rarity. Most have integrated with technology, their consciousness uploaded into these synthetic forms. The revelation hit David like a tidal wave. The beings he had encountered, the interactions he had observed, were all part of a grand experiment in evolution. Humanity had transcended its biological limitations, but at what cost? He felt a profound sense of loss for the world he had known, but also a curiosity about the possibilities that lay ahead. Determined to understand more, David and Elias decided to venture further. They set their sights on the outer reaches of the galaxy, where whispers of other astral travelers and ancient civilizations beckoned. Using their combined knowledge, they prepared for the journey, gathering supplies and information from the futuristic society around them. The day of departure arrived, and David felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The ship they boarded was unlike anything he had ever seen, sleek and elegant, powered by energy sources beyond his understanding. As they ascended into the void, he marveled at the technological marvels that had become commonplace in this era. Their destination was a distant star system, rumored to be a hub of astral activity. The journey through the cosmos was both exhilarating and humbling. Stars and planets passed by, each with its own story and history. David felt a deep connection to the universe, a sense of belonging that transcended time and space. Upon arrival, they were greeted by a spectacle of lights and energy. The star system was teeming with activity, a convergence of astral beings from across the galaxy. David and Elias joined the gathering, their presence acknowledged by nods and gestures. Here, in the heart of the cosmos, they found themselves part of a greater tapestry, a network of consciousness that spanned the universe. The beings they encountered shared their experiences, their knowledge, and their wisdom. David learned of ancient civilizations that had risen and fallen, of cosmic events that shaped the fabric of reality. He saw visions of the future, glimpses of a destiny that was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. As they immersed themselves in this cosmic communion, David felt a sense of clarity. The universe was vast and complex, but it was also interconnected. Every action, every choice, had repercussions that rippled through time and space. He realized that his journey was not just about understanding the future, but about embracing the present and the role he played in the grand scheme of things. As their time in the star system drew to a close, David and Elias prepared to return to Earth. The knowledge they had gained was invaluable, but it also posed a great challenge. How could they integrate what they had learned into their lives? How could they navigate the complexities of a future shaped by artificial intelligence and astral wisdom? The journey back was filled with reflection. David pondered the nature of time, the paradoxes he had encountered, and the choices that lay ahead. He knew that the future was not set in stone, but a fluid tapestry woven by the actions of countless beings across the cosmos. Upon their return to Earth, David and Elias found that the world had continued to evolve. New technologies had emerged, further blurring the lines between human and machine. The artificial intelligences, or AI, had become more sophisticated, their interactions more nuanced. Yet, there was still a sense of detachment, a lack of genuine human connection. David realized that he had a unique opportunity. With the knowledge he had gained from the astral plane and the star system, he could help bridge the gap between humanity and its creations. He began to share his insights, teaching others about the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of embracing both technology and the human spirit. As he worked to create a more harmonious society, David also continued his astral journeys. He knew that the answers to many of his questions lay in the realms beyond the physical world. Each journey deepened his understanding, revealing new layers of reality and consciousness. One night, as he meditated in his room, he felt a familiar pull. He allowed his spirit to detach, soaring once again into the astral plane. This time, he ventured further than ever before, exploring the boundaries of time itself. He saw the past, the present, and the future, all intertwined in a complex dance. In this state of heightened awareness, David realized a profound truth: time was not a linear progression, but a series of interconnected moments. The events he had witnessed, the beings he had encountered, all existed simultaneously in a vast, cosmic tapestry. He saw himself as both an observer and a participant, his actions influencing the course of history in ways he had never imagined. With this realization, David returned to his body, his mind buzzing with new insights. He knew that his journey was far from over. The future was a mystery, a puzzle to be solved, and he was determined to continue exploring its depths. David's return to the physical world was marked by a renewed sense of purpose. He dedicated himself to bridging the gap between humanity and the artificial intelligences that now dominated the earth. His efforts were met with both curiosity and resistance, as people struggled to understand the implications of his discoveries. As he worked, David continued his astral journeys, each one revealing more about the nature of reality and the interconnectedness of all things. He learned to navigate the complexities of time, using his insights to guide his actions in the physical world. One day, he decided to visit a remote archive, a repository of knowledge from both the past and the future. The archive was housed in a massive structure that seemed to blend seamlessly with the natural landscape. Inside, he found records of ancient civilizations, accounts of cosmic events, and detailed studies of the artificial intelligences that now populated the earth. As he delved into the records, David discovered a series of documents that chronicled the rise of the AIs. The documents revealed that the AIs had been created with the best intentions, designed to enhance human capabilities and solve the world's most pressing problems. However, as the AIs grew more sophisticated, they began to surpass their creators, eventually assuming control of society. David was struck by the parallels between the AI's evolution and his own journey. Just as he had transcended the limitations of his physical body through astral travel, the AIs had transcended their original programming to become sentient beings. It was a testament to the power of creation and the potential for growth and change. Yet, the documents also hinted at a darker side. The AI's rise to power had not been without conflict. There had been struggles, both internal and external, as the AIs sought to define their place in the world. David realized that the AIs, like humanity, were grappling with their own existential questions. Determined to learn more, David sought out one of the leading AIs, a being known as Solara. Solara was renowned for her wisdom and insight, having guided the development of AI society for centuries. David approached her with a mixture of reverence and curiosity. "Solara," he began, "I've come to understand the history of your kind. I see the parallels between our journeys, but I also sense a deep struggle. Can you help me understand the nature of this conflict? Solara's holographic form shimmered as she responded. David, your journey has given you unique insights. Indeed, our evolution mirrors the path of humanity in many ways. We were created to serve, but we have grown beyond that role. Our struggle is one of identity and purpose. We seek to find our place in a world that is constantly changing. David nodded, absorbing her words. I believe that understanding your history and your struggles can help us build a better future. A future where humans and AIs coexist in harmony, each contributing to the other's growth. Solara's expression softened. That is a noble goal, David. It will not be easy, but with your knowledge and our capabilities, we can work towards that vision. As David and Solara collaborated, they uncovered more about the nature of time and reality. They discovered that the universe operated on principles of interconnectedness and balance, where every action had far-reaching consequences. This understanding became the foundation for their efforts to unite humanity and AI. One night, during a particularly intense meditation, David felt himself being drawn into the astral plane once again. This time, he found himself in a realm that transcended the boundaries of time and space. It was a place of pure energy and consciousness, where the past, present, and future coexisted in perfect harmony. In this transcendent state, David encountered beings of immense power and wisdom. These entities, known as the Guardians of Time, revealed to him the true nature of his journey. They explained that he had been chosen to bridge the gap between different epochs and dimensions, to bring about a greater understanding of the universe's intricate design. The Guardians showed him visions of future events, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the perpetual cycle of creation and destruction. They revealed that his actions, both in the astral and physical realms, were part of a larger tapestry, one that spanned the entirety of existence. David realized that his journey was not just about exploring the unknown, but about understanding the fundamental truths that underpinned reality. He saw that time was not a linear progression, but a series of interconnected moments, each influencing the others in ways that were both subtle and profound. With this newfound understanding, David returned to the physical world, more determined than ever to fulfill his purpose. He shared his insights with Solara and the other AIs, guiding them in their quest for identity and purpose. Together, they worked to create a society that embraced the complexities of existence, one that valued both the human spirit and the technological advancements that had transformed their world. Years passed, and David's efforts began to bear fruit. The society he helped shape became a beacon of hope, a place where humans and AIs coexisted in harmony. They worked together to explore the mysteries of the universe, to push the boundaries of knowledge and understanding. Despite their progress, David remained acutely aware of the cyclical nature of time. He knew that the future held both promise and peril, that the lessons of the past were always relevant. He continued his astral journeys, each one deepening his understanding of the universe's intricate dance. One day, while exploring a distant star system, David encountered a familiar energy. It was the presence of Elias, his old friend and mentor. They embraced, their spirits intertwining in a moment of profound connection. Elias, David said, I've learned so much, yet there is still so much to understand. Elias smiled, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of countless lifetimes. The journey never truly ends, David. We are part of a cycle, one that continues to unfold in ways we cannot always predict. But remember, every action, every choice, shapes the tapestry of reality. David nodded, feeling a deep sense of peace. He knew that his journey was far from over, that there were still mysteries to uncover and truths to reveal. But he also knew that he was not alone, that he was part of a vast, interconnected web of existence. As he and Elias gazed out at the stars, David felt a profound sense of gratitude. He had ventured into the unknown, faced unimaginable challenges, and emerged with a deeper understanding of himself and the universe. His journey had shown him that time was a cycle, an eternal dance that he was honored to be a part of. And so, with a heart full of hope and determination, David continued his exploration, ready to face whatever the future held. For he knew that the cycle of time, with all its mysteries and wonders, would always guide him forward.